Hey everybody out there, this is Tone Fernandez here, and this broadcast is for home-based business owners, network marketers, or anybody who's out there prospecting, looking for clients or looking for business partners. So this is a network marketing follow-up prospect and just almost a template that I learned. So 90% of the time we're chasing people in our business. We're trying to follow up with them, or somebody said that they were gonna answer their phone at a certain time, or you may set up an appointment and they're not there. So what the professionals do is they have a script, they have something that they use, and after a certain point of time they let that prospect go. And what the amateurs do is they just keep following up, texting, calling, wasting time. Years down the road they're still following up with this guy who hasn't answered their calls in a year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a pretty simple 3-step process when following up, and it also has a time frame so you know when to leave that prospect alone. So here's the scenario. You called the prospect, he answered the phone, you set up a coffee meeting, or you set up a phone call, just to show them something or go over some information with them over the phone. And it's a specific time, specific date, you call that person and there's no answer. So you don't know exactly what's going on with that prospect. Could be an emergency, it could be something that came up last minute. So your first follow-up is very simple. What you want to do is you want to leave a voicemail saying, hey, I'm calling you back at the time that I promised. I hope everything's okay. Give me a call back as soon as you get this message. So your first voicemail is, hey Tom, this is Tony. I'm just calling you back at the time that I promised at 12 p.m. I hope everything's okay. Give me a call back as soon as possible. Now, either that prospect is going to call you right back and explain what happened, or if they're not serious, or maybe the problem or what the delay was is continuously going on. So what you do is 24 hours later, you leave the same exact message. Hey Tom, didn't hear back from you yesterday. I left you a voicemail. I really hope everything's okay. Please call me back as soon as you get this message. So it's 24 hours after. You still don't know what's going on with them. You don't know if they still have an emergency. You don't know anything. So you just leave that message. It's pretty polite. It's not being too pushy. You're not accusing them of ditching you, because I know some people in this industry, when they leave their first or second follow-up, it's very pushy. And that can turn people off who are actually dealing with an emergency. Sometimes people have kids. Sometimes kids get sick. People are in an emergency room. They don't have time to call you back within 24 hours because there's a big emergency going on. And by you leaving an aggressive voicemail, that's going to forever turn off that prospect. And it looks very unprofessional. Now, the next step is, if you still don't hear back from that person, it's been 24 hours, still don't hear back, give them another 48. So give them another 48 hours. And you leave a similar message. Hey, this is Tony. Haven't heard back from you. I really hope everything's okay. Please give me a call back whenever you get this message. At this point, you give them enough time to call back. If you don't hear back from them within 24 hours, the final message you leave, so the third follow-up voicemail you leave, is pretty simple. It's hey Tom, I haven't heard from you. Left you a few voicemails. Thanks for initially taking my call. I'm going to scratch you off my list. I won't reach out to you again for this specific voicemail. Thanks again for taking my initial call, and I wish you the best. So at this point, this is when I get a lot of people reach back out to me. You show them the opportunity, initial opportunity up front, but now you're taking that opportunity away and say, hey, I'm scratching you off my list. I am no longer going to prospect you. So they have that fear of loss. And when somebody has a fear of loss, they react to it. So even for me, our testimonial is I always leave this is my final voicemail. And I get a high percentage of people actually calling back, hey, I'm so sorry. And, they give me the excuse of whatever it is, the reason why they couldn't call me back within those, 72 hours. But they do set up another meeting, and from there, they're more serious about it. And the people who don't call me back, it's great because I filtered them out. I know that they're not serious, they're not professional, and I know that I wouldn't want to work with them anyways. So just to summarize what I, just said, always leave that initial voicemail. Don't be aggressive. You always want to just let them hope that everything's okay, because you never know what's going on the other end of the phone. Number two, 24 hours later, leave a similar message saying, hey, I hope everything's okay. I do it a second time, 48 hours later, after the first follow-up, say, hey, I hope everything's okay. Call me back as soon as possible. And again, the last message, you're taking the opportunity away from them, letting them know you're crossing them off the list. You won't bother them. And again, you're still being polite. You're still being professional. And you're still being courteous. You're not sounding, unprofessional over the phone, which can turn a lot of people off. So, again, those have a call process for following up. And what it does is, number one, it filters out the serious people who are professional, and also the people who will, do want to work with you. And also it adds value to you because you have more time on your hands. You're not following up with a prospect who's dragging you on for months and years. You can get to the answer right away. So I hope you find this post, this video valuable. If you have any questions, any concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Periscope or on Facebook. My Facebook is facebook.com/yoursuccessisimportanttome. And again, my name is Anthony Fernandez. If you guys have any other questions, concerns, feel free to email me. It's afernandez106@gmail.com. As always, your success is important to me, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.